This is Jack Burton coming at you from the Pork Chop Express. It's like I was telling my last ex-wife. I don't drive faster than I can see, and besides, it's all in the reflexes. Now, I'm not saying I've been everywhere and I've done everything, but I am saying that it's a pretty big world out there, and a man would have to be some kind of imbecile not to think that we're not alone in this universe. So let me tell you, the next time you walk into a bar and some 8-foot maniac grabs you by the neck and taps your favorite head off the back of the barroom wall, you look that wild-eyed maniac in the eye and he says, "Have you paid your dues?" You just tell him what old Jack Burton always says. "Have you paid your dues, Jack?" "Yeah, the check's in the mail." And that'll be it.
Welcome to another episode, FilmSpeak. I'm your host, Ben. Maniacal laugh. And I'm Lana. Joanna couldn't be here today because she's super awesome.
Welcome to another supercharged episode of FilmSpeak, where today I'm joined by the coolest of cool co-host, author, and soon-to-be movie mogul, Stephanie Hensley. It was so great to have you on as a guest, we had to have you come back and co-host.
Hey, it's great to be back. You guys don't have to try too hard to get me here to talk about film.
I know the last time you were here on FilmSpeak, you were getting ready to convert your stellar novel, Dane Granger, into a film, and now you are well into that production. How is it going?
It's going well for me. My leads are a little mad. We started production and my two straight leads got to do their first scene, which was a lesbian sex scene, so I'm happy with it.
Well, you know, as long as you get the shot and making your actors uncomfortable, there's nothing wrong with that.
I wholeheartedly agree. So who do we have joining us today?
Today we will have the returning guest, Jason Sherlow, and the talented graphic artist, Mark DeGrossa, who designed our new Season 2 logo.
It'll be great to hear what they are up to, and then break down the classic, Big Trouble in Little China.
As my old pal Jack Burton would say, what the hell? It is a favorite for everyone here, and I'm looking forward to hearing what our guest and you have to think about it. The last time Jason was on, I promised him if we did a Big Trouble in Little China episode, he would have to come back.
Check out this assortment, and we'll catch you on the table with Jason and Mark.
People live in Ohio and not know about any of this.
What are you talking about?
Ohio's the serial killer capital of the world.
Are you kidding me? Ohio?
I mean, Harvey Donald, better known as the Angel of Death. The Blood Brothers, Gary and Thaddeus Lewington. I mean, hell, we've even got Charles Manson and Jeffrey Dahmer.
You guys have either been watching too many horror films and drinking a little bit too much, or you are just a few campers shy of a slasher film.
You can't be back. Come on, you can't be back.
A man, a beast, a thing. We found Mary, he killed Mary, it killed Mary, and he got the man at the bar and the woman, and he's just not gonna stop, and now he's after us, and I don't even know why. Ah!
3.
Welcome back to FilmSpeak. We're sitting here with my special co-host, Stephanie Hensley, and we're talking to Mark and Jason, kind of about to find out what they have going on in the area and what they've been up to. And then after that, we're going to break down the most excellent film, Big Trouble in Little China. You can't get much better than that. Thank you guys, everybody, for joining me, and especially a special thank you to Stephanie for co-hosting today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Fantastic.
Now, I guess we've had you on the show before. Mark is a new guest, so
Virgin.
A Virgin FilmSpeak member. Yes, ready to sacrifice.
Yes, I am.
I know you're a film fan.
I am.
A bit of a dork like the rest of us sitting
Pretty
here.
much, yeah, 110%.
But also, he is a graphic artist who designed our logo that you see now at the beginning and end of every episode. And he also have a blog radio? Or
Podcast.
A podcast.
Gem City Podcast. We do it at Folio Design House. So we have guests come in every other Sunday and chat and talk about things in Dayton.
Oh,
films,
nice.
People, whatever.
And now, define that. People would just go on the internet?
A podcast? A podcast basically is like a taped radio show. It goes up on our website, gemcitypodcast.com, and then you could listen to it there, or you could listen on iTunes, Stitcher. You can subscribe to it, and we release an episode at least every Monday, sometimes twice a week. We have me and Eric who do the general events and business and people, and then there are Izzy and Scott do the music venues, where they'll go out and they'll talk to the bands, play a large chunk of their music, local Dayton bands, and it's a huge thing happening now with a lot of the new venues are coming back, a lot of new ones are being opened up again, and there's a great time for music and the people around the area. So.
Good. See, that's great. Yeah, especially I know I was worried when we lost like Canal Street Tavern.
Well, now they're back.
And now,
So
they're back and everything. I mean, there was so many things that would affect the music scene and the art scene, but everything seems to be bouncing back after a hit.
McGuffey's House is back.
Yeah,
they're at Odd Body, so a lot of new venues, a lot of new places to see. And Gem City should be, we're in plans of getting live feeds from the canal. So in case you're sitting at home, maybe doing something you shouldn't be driving with, you can still catch some of the bands and see what's happening locally.
Yeah, see, that would be a great support for local musicians and everything. And you may say, what's music have to do with FilmSpeak? But I tell you what, music and films go hand to hand. It's like peanut butter and chocolate. Can't have one without the other.
No, you can't.
And it's also the independent arts of the area. And I think it's really great that you're having a podcast that gives people a chance, filmmakers, musicians,
we have
restaurateurs, whatever.
Small business owners, the people that are in charge of events, the Tyne Fest, any big event, anything happening like that, certainly get online, give us a call. And we're actually booked probably about a month in advance, but if you got something come up, we can always get you in real quick, or promote something happy and good around Dayton.
Yeah,
I have to do that.
So when you come up to, we do it at Folio, which is our design studio down in the Oregon District. So you come up there, you can relax, you can sit down, have a beer if you want, just chill and get relaxed, talk a little bit, and then just it's what podcasts are nice is you're almost invited into someone's home, to their sitting around watching TV. You're one of the people. You're one. There's trains going by, or you're horns in the background. So it's all part of the effect.
Well, and it's the Oregon District too, which is a really beautiful place in Dayton to be able to hold and film from and everything.
Yeah, very much. We're on the third floor, so we get Haunt Fest and the Santa Pub Crawl. You get an aerial view of all that happening. So,
nice.
Now,
cool. Inner Demon Studios, you've had a couple of projects in the mix. You got some more coming up here soon too.
We got a lot. We just wrapped on AC1. It's on DVD now. We're going into Grassman, which is a whole nother, it's kind of like the Ohio version of Bigfoot, which you're in that as well. Got to have the main man in there. We're filming a movie in Dayton, Immaculate Possession, with Jenny Wallace and Aaron Lane, and you're in there as well.
have a quick appearance.
Like,
I am like an infection. Once I'm in there, I just don't go away without the right cream.
We have to kiss up to the big guy to get us on here. We got a lot of different things going on, different conventions. We're going around promoting other podcasts. So we've just been really busy. Luckily, I have time to come do these shows with you and hang out with my buddies.
Oh, we're so glad you're able to come on again.
I'm happy to be here. Let me know anytime.
And keep up with Inner Demon Studios. You can find them on Facebook. Just research on the internet. There's also all his films that he is attached to. You can be able to find those on the internet also.
They're all on Facebook.
Is there anything that you would like to?
Kinda, yeah.
I
got something to say.
Just smack me and hop right
there.
in.
It is.
My turn. So, especially with like Inner Demons, like, do you guys? I'm curious because indie film is something that's always like fascinated me. Do you find it difficult to find casting that's not recycled casting, other than this guy that is in everything? Like,
he can do everything.
Like he's gonna be the next Samuel L. Jackson. He's gonna have he's gonna be in everything.
That is definitely true. We do different casting calls. We meet new people every day. We just cast your daughter in a vampire film. About 20 minutes ago. So
It's happening right now.
I go to stores. I hand out cards. If I meet anybody that's personable, that can not scared to talk to you, I'll talk to anybody. That's how I met this guy. No one else would talk to him, so I figured.
Well, now you have the disease though. Like, there's no getting rid of it. You're stuck.
It's our own Ebola, But I'll hand out cards everywhere. Anybody that I think will do well, it kind of, it works that way. Nobody's getting paid right now, so you have to work on the talent in any way you can get it. So.
Right.
There's the whole somebody having the skill of being an actor, but there's also the level of somebody, in a way, kind of being a character themselves, but being comfortable in front of the camera. Because if you could just be comfortable in front of the camera, appear conversational.
Right.
With like my first acting teacher back in the 80s used to say the greatest compliment is somebody to walk up and say, I couldn't tell you were acting.
Exactly.
And then that's really what you try to shoot for.
I get they walk up and say, you suck. That's what I get a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if I can necessarily do full-on acting.
But we play around so much on set is when we first get there. And we were in there and he played a mayor in The Mime. And everywhere we sing, hey, it's the mayor, and everybody starts cracking up, and you kind of get more laid back. Even here, it's the same thing. You can hear all the bright lights and cameras, and you get nervous, but we play around and joke a little bit, and it kind of sets the mood.
I guess that's my question for you, like with the podcast stuff. Like you say you're booked out like a month. Do you ever struggle to find?
When we first started, I've got several friends who are just, they do 1,000 things. In a minute, so I put the note out to them, and boom, things happen. All of a sudden, 2 or 3. And as you add more podcasts and you bring people up in the folio, and they start looking around, relaxing, they may become clients of Folio. They may become sponsors of the podcast, or they're inviting their own friends. Hey, I was on this podcast. We did great. They had fun. Let's give them a call. So the next thing you know, we're getting people in, other filmmakers, other. Whatever's. I mean, anybody who has a great story. We just love to sit for a half hour, 45 minutes, and talk about their whatever.
Right.
So people come in. I'll try to do a little research when I know who it is, or if I don't know, especially, just to give me some questions, because I like to be the outside guy asking, well, now how do you write that film, or how do you do this? Because if I don't know, I'm assuming everybody listening doesn't know either. So it's one of those things where I want to keep it conversational, and Eric's a fantastic host, keeping the show flow, and we just have a blast on it. So
what's the weirdest podcast you've done? Because I'm curious. I'm from Cincinnati, so dating people. Let me know what's the weirdest podcast you've had.
Well, I wouldn't
Let's
say
show
weird.
Ohio's true colors.
I wouldn't say weird, but we've had a bakery on, and they brought plates of fantastic treats.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
Where are they at today?
They're right around the corner. They're Evans Bakery. They were
I'm doing his
on.
show next.
The pumpkin roll is amazing. We've had the Beer Geeks on, and the Bruise Brothers. They come on. We brought a couple growlers. I think Toxic had some of their beer while we were drinking.
Beers.
We can do anything on radio. It's private radio, so you can. There's no bleeping. There's anything. Let her rip, tater chat.
Yeah, we
So,
bleep here.
Yeah, but we had the very first one I had was a lady came on and she would paint your aura. She was a medium and fantastic talking to. Great chat. But I didn't realize there was like 2 stores of witchcraft in Dayton where you buy all your, and like, I did not know this.
Yeah.
And every episode there's something I did not know that I find, I did not know that. I need to see that, eat that, do that, drink that. So it becomes
pretty rad, like,
so it becomes
for
something,
listeners
it's, for me it's just an adventure. It's just something fun to do.
It's just nice to know that Dayton has more to offer than unemployment and hardcore crime.
There's a couple extra things. There's a few extra things out there.
It's definitely the top 2.
You know, I'm actually kind of proud that I live in a rough and tumble city. You know, that's because it seems like the extremism of the crime and addictions that run rampant go hand in hand with this creativity and the artist community. You know, because I think true art comes from pain and sorrow, and Dayton has pain and sorrow down pat.
But you can read stats in anything. You read one, post in Dayton's, top 3 most violent cities. And the next post, Dayton's the happiest place to live.
Right.
You're like,
Yeah.
how does that work?
Depends on the mood.
Depends on the
Dayton's
mood.
bipolar.
Could be that.
I think you might have nailed that. We do have a little bit of that going on. But I mean, there's always been this string of artists in the area. You know, you have Yellow Springs with Antioch and everything. And in Dayton and the Dayton Art Institute, I mean, there's a strong artist community.
Even the big time, with the ballet and the orchestra and the Schuster Center, that's huge. That's not a small city scenario. That's a large city scenario that's happening here.
Yeah.
So it really is wow. I mean, you're living here going, it's legit.
That's wonderful.
Even this where we're at right now, the public access TV. Cincinnati doesn't have it. You were saying, and Columbus doesn't have it. Well,
Yeah,
but
they've
Dayton
lost
does.
theirs, but Dayton does.
So it tells you right away there's a certain spirit here that's really coming through.
A support for the people who live here. And I do like to see more and more feeling of community come in Dayton, especially, there are so many different sides of it. It's just good that people are taking the time to discover it.
Sure.
So one of the last episodes we had on was a little bit touchy subject, but it was the legalization of marijuana. I mean, huge subject. And I don't know how many people are for it or against it, doesn't matter, but we were trying to just express some facts about it.
Did they bring you marijuana?
There were some facts about it.
It's a private radio show.
Well, it's a private radio.
There's a radio. Anything goes on radio.
The baker brought in baked goods.
So there was one
The
on
breweries
brought in
brought in the
beer.
beer. So
Yeah.
you talked about pot legalization. I just only
assumed.
guessing.
Craft services, you'd have.
But I mean, it's just whatever story's out there. So we don't try to take sides on it, obviously. I mean, but it is a hot subject. We had Mr. Lightsell on, the ex-mayor of Dayton. He was on, and he had some great ideas on the heroin addiction that's going through town and a different way of approaching that. And he had some interesting ideas. Do I tell people to vote for him? No. But here's his ideas.
Yeah.
If they respond to you, and you like the ideas, vote for them. If not, vote for whatever you think. So
Wouldn't it be amazing if all the media in the country kind of took that aspect of wanting to report a neutral
I would
kind
never
of-
know what decision to make if they didn't tell me.
They wouldn't tell you.
If they didn't tell me.
If I didn't have Fox News, how could I think?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's a whole nother show.
2 shows even.
Yeah. Podcasts and all of it.
One of these days, I'm going to walk out of my house. Their whole morning show is going to be there with baseball bats.
Anchorman battle scenes. You got a trident. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. That's my favorite part in that whole movie.
I love Lamp.
I love Lamp.
But Folio, we do a lot of social stuff too with our company, like the Santa Pub Crawl. We're a host of that, so we sponsor that. ABLE, a law group that does free law services for underprivileged people that need it. So we do some work for them. Waynesville at Night, we do some work for them. They're Tina's Angels is a breast cancer group that collects money and tries to make wishes for the family. So we do we try to keep even though we have a lot of customers, we try to give back a lot and really help out
And that's
like
part of
Santa Pub Crawl is coming up, so we do other posters and their design work for them, and that's
That's just a huge part of that being a community.
it is.
You
I mean,
know, you don't have to like or agree with the people around you to still form together to make a better community.
To
right?
make a happy bipolar family.
Yeah,
To make
there's
a happy
nothing wrong with the
bipolar
happiness
family,
and bipolarness.
and then go enjoy a good movie like Big Trouble in Little China.
That's it.
Very much so. Very much.
That's what it's all about. Any final things for everybody to watch out for?
Watch out for everything. Like I said, we have all these films working together, and we're getting with other groups now. So we started off as just a little Cincinnati-based independent film company, and now we work a lot with Dayton. Now we're picking up people from Columbus, so it's kind of getting all over the Midwest now. And watch out for the Midwest. The Midwest is definitely coming up. We got a little bit of everything now. So.
But I can see it coming. That I think this area, not just Dayton, but you know, the surrounding Miami Valley and the cities around and stuff. I can definitely see some big things coming from here.
I think maybe that could be the next Grass Man sequel.
I got you.
Just staying out there with a
Come on.
flannel shirt and a stick.
There you go. We'll find someone for you to kill. Yeah.
I am Ohio's big
There it is.
We'll have to get you some good bib overalls.
I'm sure I can do that.
You got a pretty mouth.
You sure do got a pretty mouth.
Strap a
boy.
banjo on my back, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, that's it. That's part 2.
That'll be Grass Man 2, the entry.
The other Grass Man.
Grassier man.
Any final thoughts from you, Mark?
No, just look up Gem City Podcast, Flow Design House. If you need any graphic creative work, thoughts, if you want to come in and talk, get some ideas, give us a call. If you have a great idea for the podcast, get on and email us, and let's get you guys all set up, whoever wants.
I'll tell you what, in the credits at the end of the show, we'll have information about getting the link for Gem City Podcast and also finding out more about Inner Demon Studios. You know, because you got to pimp the people who come on. It's important. You gotta pimp them like you mean it.
Those are words. That T-shirt by that.
Yes. He has multiple.
So stay tuned. After a couple little bits, we'll be back here to talk about the Big Trouble in Little China. See you in a minute.
4, 3, 2.
Hello, here we are on FilmSpeak. For those of you who missed it, everyone.
Except me.
Except her. We had a contest on our FilmSpeak page about answering a trivia question that was supplied to us by Mr. Sherlow here. And then we had a winner.
You're the winner.
Now the question was, and for a free copy of Inner Demon Studios AC1, the Alien Contamination film, the question was, Ridley Scott had another actress in mind to play the role of Ripley in Alien. There was one other contender aside from Sigourney Weaver. Who was it?
Meryl Streep.
She is correct.
Yay, me.
You're the winner.
She is the winner. And now this is from Jason's Inner Demon Studios.
I'm so excited.
It's a
I can't wait to see it.
Free Alien Contamination movie.
We all like aliens.
We all like aliens.
Love aliens.
This man is a mastermind director with great things coming out. And this is just the tip of the iceberg as things start to... Just the tip. We're only putting the tip in right now. Wait a second. Anyways. Now, Chris Conaby is a talented performer in her own right. Please tell us what you've been up to around the area and what you do.
I am actually a fire breather, fire spinner, fire eater. I'm involved with a group called Hope Flow Arts Center. We gather on Fridays at Hope Lutheran Church in Dayton on Hickory Street. On Mondays, some of our people they give workshops. It's $10 a workshop. You can come out, enjoy. We are donation based, so we do ask if you come out, you kick in a little money, even if it's just $1, it helps us pay the bills for the center. So
now, how can they find this on Facebook or
they
the internet?
can. You can go to facebook.com/Hope Flow Arts Center. The workshops that they give are actually kind of cool. They teach from beginners to advanced. So.
And those are different, not just fire eating, but...
Well, we haven't done a fire eating or fire breathing workshop yet, but I know they do teach poi spinning from beginner to advanced. I believe they're teaching staff. There's been talks of maybe hooping.
Oh, sweet.
So, yeah.
Maybe some juggling?
Yes, we have jugglers. We have
see you up
jugglers.
there.
I don't know if they teach the workshops on jugglers, but when you come out on Fridays, there's so many people that come out that, you know, there's so many different dancers and hoopers and spinners and jugglers and...
So you're juggling a lot, not just jugglers.
Right.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
You're so bad.
I am horrible. I'm a horrible host. Why they keep letting me do this, I have no idea.
Well, at least you're pretty.
Thank
This
you.
guy.
Now, Jason, thank you very much for coming on the show and being
Thank
able
you
to
for
give
being
me
so excited.
the only person out there that was smart enough to know the answer.
Well, you know, I do what I do.
Google is our best friend.
We make it work.
That's true. That's true.
So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody, please stay tuned because we have more coming. She's going to breathe fire. Oh,
Sweet.
freaking awesome.
All right, you're rolling.
Here we are with contest winner Chris Conaby. Somebody who has amazing talents all in her own right. She's here to show off us a little bit. So watch out. Oh yeah! Ooh! Sorry. I heard a habit of making people laugh. Sometimes it's a bad thing.
Chuck says he wants to try that.
Don't torture her anymore. Just need her to do a segment. Look, I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna teach her.
Oh, I found my sweatshirt.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll just go.
A candy-colored clown they call the Sandman tiptoes in my room every night just to sprinkle stardust and to whisper, go to sleep, everything is all right. I close my eyes and then I drift away into the magic sleep. I softly say a silent prayer that lovers do, and then I dream my dreams of you. In dreams I walk with you. In dreams I talk with you. Hi, Frank.
What? No smile for Daddy? You guys want to go for a joyride? How about you? You. Oh, ha 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 ha!
Welcome back to Film Speak. We're here talking about one of my favorite films, Big Trouble in Little China. This is one of my ultimate guilty pleasure movies. If I'm having a bad day, things aren't going right for me, Jack Burton just makes me feel better. You can't go wrong with this film. Also for you, I know that this is a big flick.
It is. I was born in '83, so I didn't really know what was going on in '86. So by the time I watched it, I was playing Mortal Kombat, and I thought it was the Mortal Kombat movie. I thought Johnny Cage was like, yeah. Sorry, that's my age.
You know what? Well, I could kind of see it because you had the guy who's like Raiden, you know, shooting the lightning bolts, and he had the hat.
And then it's totally like the Johnny Cage, like, yeah, you know.
And Shang Tsung was based off Lopan.
Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
I mean, I've seen
okay,
that.
so I wasn't a messed up kid.
You weren't that far off.
Thank
No,
God.
not that far
Because I
off,
thought video games damaged me.
Well, we can't attest to that, but at least it wasn't Big Trouble in Little China and
No,
Mortal
it wasn't
Kombat.
that.
It's the film itself that messed you up.
It's the film itself that messed
That's
it up.
possible.
Now, you gentlemen, Mark, because show, you know, thank you for designing the logo and everything. What film would you like to talk about? And Big Trouble was the first one out of your mouth.
Big Trouble. I mean, I love the film, and I watched it a couple of times getting prepared for, you know, so I wouldn't look like I didn't know what I was talking about. But it's great repeatability. You can watch it over and over again. You're seeing something new. It is the perfect hero movie that is not a hero movie. I mean, poor guy. He really does. Other than maybe kills the guy at the end, he really doesn't do too much.
He saves Wang too.
He does.
You know?
He does a couple important pieces, but he's like the sidekick non-hero.
Yeah, Jason and I was talking about that earlier. He's pretty much is just a sidekick through the whole movie. But he tackles, Jack Burton is one of my favorite themes in films, which is the common everyman. You know, he's just your regular average Joe thrown into extraordinary circumstances. And that's that is one of my favorite themes.
When a monster comes out, or he's like, "What is that?" You know, he's like, because that's how you normally act. Like, what just happened?
That's true.
So, how about for you?
I love this film. I remember seeing it as a little kid. You know, my dad was a big movie buff, and I remember seeing this one, and kind of made me want to do some of the special effects. Even though they're not huge, you know, big explosions and everything, but some of the lightning effects is amazing. And, and I remember as a little kid, like, hey, I want to do that when I get older. And hey, look at me now. I am.
You wanted to make Raiden?
I did. And the game was like one of my favorite games of all time. So, you know, it's a good thing.
Well, it's kind of weird is when it first came out, it bombed at the box office. And in retrospect, reading like from years later, it was because the studios didn't know how to market it.
Well, they came out like right before The Golden Child, which was a similar, and they they rushed Big Trouble just to like, we got to do this. You know, John Carpenter's martial arts movie, we got to get it out there.
Right. The Golden Child was a great movie too.
The Golden Child is a great movie.
The Golden Child
they both have a common actor too. that the link between the two.
Now, if the Golden Child had Kurt Russell, it'd have been phenomenal.
It'd have been phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Could be. You never know.
They're remaking it?
Maybe so.
I don't understand why Big Trouble flopped because I went to go see it like 10 times in the theater.
Just you.
I was thinking, just me.
Just you.
I found out though that was the only 10 times somebody went and saw it. I guess I don't know. And over the years,
you're that guy.
I am that guy. Over the years, though, it's become a huge cult classic because I found like, okay, when I was 16, it was my movie. I loved it. I would talk about it, and people would look at me like, "What?" You know. And then I found 20 years later that there were so many other people, company included, you know, who it's one of their favorite films.
Well, social media and everything now, you've realized that you're not that little independent weirdo. You've got other weirdos that go, you know what? You go. There's a whole website and a whole group, based on Big Trouble.
A lot of people know the phrase "it's all in the reflexes."
Yeah,
but nobody knew where it came from. You know, of course we do. You know, but that my son knew about it. You know, he's 17. Oh, I know that, but
where did it come from?
And then he watched it. And he said, "You like stuff like this?" But.
Yeah, I kind of get the same reaction sometimes from my family because they'll walk in and it'll be playing and they're just like, "Did you just watch this 2 weeks ago?" It's like, "Yeah,
right.
but it's Big Trouble in Little China."
He's sitting there with his ice cream, like I had a bad day.
Chocolate chip.
A tear coming down.
Chip, happy.
You're getting in the way of my Jack Burton therapy.
The Pork Chop Express.
The Pork Chop Express. And you know, it's I don't know, there's so many elements that I really love the film. I love the kind of John Wayne swagger that Kurt Russell carries
over
to the
top
film.
swagger.
You know, they originally wanted Clint Eastwood to play the character of Jack
That would
Burton.
be horrible.
But he was unable to, and so Carpenter, having worked with Kurt Russell so many times before, called him, and Kurt Russell's just basically, I don't care, I get the chance to work with you. He had had a couple unsuccessful movies the 2 years prior since doing the thing, and so he was just happy to go and do a John Carpenter film again.
Right.
Who wouldn't be? Like,
Yeah, I would love, when I met John Carpenter at a Horror Hound, and that's what I basically just,
fantastic.
oh, I gushed, because I was like, you know, I put you up there with most influential directors. You're up there with Tarantino, Scorsese, Billy Wilder, Alfred Hitchcock, and then John Carpenter.
Did you have him sign a body part or anything?
No, but I got a picture with him. He got up and hugged me.
he did, but he cannot show it on TV.
Yeah.
That's a different TV show.
At least anymore. There's a lawsuit.
It would be bleeped out.
You can't read it. What does that say?
Well, I'll tell you what. It looks like an abbreviation, and then suddenly it looks like his whole name.
Suddenly.
That's all you hear.
Hey, that was innuendo. It wasn't direct cussing. I can
In
get
this
away
movie,
with
there's
that.
so many classic scenes that, you know, the whole thing where he throws a knife and it hits the gong and they just look at him like, are you kidding me? And he picks it up, you know, nice knife, and throws it back, and he catches it and throws it and stabs him in the head. I mean, some of them scenes are
And
just
it's
amazing.
all of the reflexes.
It's true. I mean,
Oh, the whole bit where Kim Cattrall kisses him in the elevator. Because how many movies do you see, like the girl's wearing the heavy lipstick and she kisses the guy, nothing's there. You know, because she kisses him, and then for the next few scenes, he's got that big red smear all over his lips
and everything.
His teeth are red.
It's perfect. Or how about when he walks out and he's like, all the guys are like, ah, and he takes his gun, he's all like, bam, 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 and the rocks knock him out. Love that. And that is the typical, just every normal loser guy in an extraordinary circumstance.
Well, the first time he shoots a guy, it was unintentional. First time he shot somebody?
No, of course not.
Yeah, everybody shoots people every day.
And there's so many little things in the movie that most people don't even know. When they killed Lightning, whatever his name is in the film, when they killed him, they flash a Chinese symbol meaning carpenter.
Yeah.
Oh, you knew about it.
I
All
knew
right.
that, yeah.
But there's little stuff like that that people don't know, and you know, only us freaks that love these movies. You know.
Or we had talked about earlier when Kurt Russell plays the dork. To go into the brothel and everything, he's wearing the same costume he wore 5 years before for the comedy Used Cars. That was the same outfit that he wore and everything, which is just
That's
awesome.
one thing I didn't know about that I learned from you. So you learn something every day.
Every time is learning. Like, you learn more from this guy.
Learn more, yeah. It's
your IQ goes down somehow.
yeah. You learn more and you're dumber. How do we manage that? But we do.
One thing that I thought was a little, and it was the weirdness was everything is old Chinatown, and it's because it was going to be a Western kind of feel, but there's so many uses of neon lights. It's like what I'm trying to think. There's probably a reason that I was out there, but it was just like even when he comes down through the they're getting married. That whole head
thing was all neon.
Yeah, I thought that was a little odd, but other than that, perfect movie. Just perfect.
Yeah, and tremendous performances from everybody. And the writing is what gets me the most. I'm pretty sure that the writer who wrote the screenplay for Big Trouble in Little China is the same guy who wrote Buckaroo Banzai.
I think so.
It's got the same feel.
You can kind of see the same humor, the same snappy lines and repertoire that the characters share.
Peter Weller might have been good in this show.
Who?
Peter Weller.
Oh, Peter Weller.
He might have been perfect in here.
Yeah, well, he couldn't have been Jack Burton.
No one could have been Jack Burton.
Did you know originally John Carpenter wanted Jackie Chan to be the other character?
The Asian character?
Yeah. But the producers wouldn't have him because they didn't think he spoke English well enough.
He still doesn't.
Captivate the audience.
Things never change.
So they were correct.
Well, I guess so. But John Carpenter loved, what was those movies he did? The Big Brawl and Police.
Bronx, something.
Yeah.
Rumble in the Bronx.
Rumble in the Bronx and Police Story. He did those in America before going back to Hong Kong. And Carpenter loved those movies, and he thought he would have been perfect, but he got outvoted by the studio. Huh. Which, another interesting little tidbit is this was Carpenter's last studio film. The producers daily were messing with what he was doing. Coming down, changing script, saying, oh, we want this character to do that, or whatnot.
Probably because he didn't understand it.
Yeah. And Carpenter just got so fed up, he never made a studio film again.
Wow.
After that, Prince of Darkness, They Live, all done independently.
So what does I hear about they're going to do a remake of this?
I hope not.
This?
That's what I heard.
I've been hearing for 4 years now that they've been trying to do a remake. When I talked to John Carpenter, he even expressed his discouragement over them trying to remake it. I mean, if they're going to remake it, then fine. Let me direct it, and then I can at least be happy that nobody's going to muck it up.
Or would you not? You'll at least go see it 10 times.
Yeah, exactly. Or if somebody is going to muck it up,
Give me
it'll
free
be
tickets.
me, and I can just blame myself.
And then you can watch it and eat ice cream like, oh man, I can't believe I did this.
So who would you have
who would you get to be in it?
You see, that's a hard part, is who would you cast as Jack Burton? You know, for the side character, there's a Korean actor. He was in The Good, the Bad, and the Weird, which if you haven't seen it, it's a fabulous movie. He played the bad guy in it, but I think he would be good for Big Trouble in Little China. And I just get low paying back. That guy's still making films.
Oh, yeah. Still looks exactly the same.
And it still looks exactly the same.
Yeah, I think another Mortal Kombat will come out.
I'm telling you, it's there. It's there.
He's like a Highlander. He just doesn't get old.
Oh, Highlander. Hey, see, there's a movie we have to do sometime, but I love.
That'll be in 2 weeks.
I love Highlander. Highlander 2 is the only film that I ever stood up in the theater and walked out on. I hated it that bad. When they brought Sean Connery back, I stood up, yelled, "This sucks," and I went and watched Curly Sue for a second time.
Wow.
That's how bad. That is how bad
That really does hurt.
Highlander
That's
2 was.
painful,
It was painful. Yeah, that was a shot in the heart.
Sad.
It felt like another part of my childhood bent over the barrel and left sobbing in the bottom of a shower like Jodie Foster in The Accused.
Oh, wow. Man.
I'll never
I
get
think
that out of
last
my
time
head.
we had an accused joke also. So I'm going to
It's
say.
like you got to keep running. Got to keep every.
Is this our thing? Do
It must be our
we have a
thing.
thing
It's like
now.
pineapple and psych. You got to find it.
We're gonna have to do a montage of Jodie Foster clips.
Little did you know, we got together and rehearsed, where can we fit the accused in? Because we have to.
It's so subtle. I didn't even notice.
I think the last time I mentioned pinball machine, though, instead of shower.
I'm pretty
It
sure.
was the pinball part.
You got to mix it up a little.
She's going to show up and kick my butt. I'm going to walk out of the studio one day and Jodie Foster's just going to... And that'll be the end of Bill.
I hope I'm co-hosting that
She'll
day.
get
I would pay to see that.
She'll get, what's that guy's name? William
make it
Hinckley to do it for her.
Get her on the podcast. We'll talk into it.
Exactly.
How could you not quote like Silence of the Lambs to her if she showed up? Like,
She said, "Oh, Clarice, tell me about the quieting of the lambs."
And scene.
And scene. Done. Well, thank you guys very much.
problem.
Any last closing thoughts on the marvelous film Big Trouble in Little China?
If you haven't seen it, go see it. You really need to. You owe it to yourself to see this movie. It's fun. It's just enjoyable. Put yourself back, relax, grab a beer, and enjoy the movie. I mean, it's a perfect movie.
And if they do a remake, make sure this man here directs it.
Yeah, please do. I promise to do it justice because it would be love. It'd be a labor of love. And if
I'll be in slow-mo. With soundtrack. Oh, okay.
Well, you know, and that's an interesting thing about the soundtrack is the song at the end was John Carpenter's band.
Yeah. What's the name of the group?
L something.
It's like a name.
Yeah.
Of a girl or something. It's crazy.
It'll be across the screen. And
Yeah, I'll put it in and after. We'll just have, "You idiot, it's this." Because editors can do that. And how about you, Stephanie?
hey, if you're my age and you've not seen it, but you like Mortal Kombat, you probably should watch it. So if you grew up on the video games, you should probably watch it.
All the finishing moves are in it. Yeah.
That's right.
Well, yeah. You got the secrets to all of them.
So there
in
you
there
go.
somewhere.
The ending, you just have like a "to my biggest fan" and just have him throw the picture of himself out of the truck. We'll get it all in there.
We'll fit it in. Well, thank you guys very much for coming on and talking about one of my favorite movies.
Anytime.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys at the outro. Hold on. I was messing with the green screen. Okay, keep your mic on.
That was a great time. Thanks for having me back.
Well, if you can stand it, we'll have to have you come back for more. And thanks to Mark and Jason for being our guests today. Join us next time where I will do the whole show while wearing a coat made of live ferrets.
I have a feeling that might itch and bite.
Possibly, but I'll do anything for entertainment.
I know. Disturbed, and you, sir, are disturbing.
Thanks, you're sweet. Check out FilmSpeak on Facebook at facebook.com/talkfilmstome, just one word. How can people find out about Dane Granger?
We're on Facebook also, facebook.com, Dane Granger Reborn.
Check it out, and also check out other independent filmmakers and artists in the area. There are scores of musicians, actors, writers, and other artists in the Miami Valley who are struggling to get heard and seen.
Take a few moments, find out what's going on in the community, support your... I'm really going to butcher this. Your support could help somebody achieve their vision. It doesn't take much, sometimes just a minute. That's nice. Keep it up. What you're doing touches me.
Oh no, at least touching in a very legal, non-creepy kind of way.
Well, yeah, duh.
So till next time, keep watching films and FilmSpeak.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.